Now at noon, a News 4 viewer showing off a very still, slick road in the Hill neighborhood. And now News 4 is tracking a second wave of winter weather that has already started to fall across the area. This weather already creating problems on the roads. On the left side of your screen is video from our BJC Skycam at Missouri Baptist Medical Center. You see a U-Haul there in the middle of your screen, spun out on eastbound Interstate 64. Now on the right side, what you see is video from one of our crews showing a major backup that it has created as a result for drivers. This afternoon, rough going out there. Our crews came across this accident earlier this morning in St. Charles County. That red SUV flipped over and off of eastbound Interstate 64 just east of Highway 94. It did not appear that there were any serious injuries, lucky in that one. And in Jefferson County, Interstate 55 has been shut down because of a crash involving a MoDOT plow. A viewer sent us this video showing the crash in the northbound lanes just north of the St. Genevieve County line. Traffic is being diverted off of the interstate as a result of that. At a News 4 photographer, Mark Griffin was headed toward that crash in the storm mode Silverado. But right now, Mark, you are stuck in traffic on Interstate 64 westbound. We are seeing so many areas where it's really rough going out there.
Actually, Claire, I have now made it to 270 southbound, so I am headed in that direction. You know, I don't think it's any mistake they talk about walking in the winter wonderland, because driving in it is certainly not a lot of fun. When you get behind the wheel, we're talking about the 3 S's. We're talking about speed, space, and slick spots. Nothing we can do about the slick spots. You can see right here, 270 southbound coming up on Manchester. We have snow-packed roads. Earlier, the morning rush, those MoDOT, IDOT crews, county crews did a great job of keeping the roads clear, but they did warn us as the snow started to fall more and harder that at some point the snow would take over their abilities, and that has happened. I have been on 170, 64, 270, all snow-packed now. The other 2 things, speed and space, that's something we can do. Slow down, give plenty of space between yourself and the car in front of you, prevent some of those accidents, and hopefully everyone will get through this pretty heavy snowstorm right now in South St. Louis County, and we'll live to fight another day tomorrow.
Yes, Claire? Very wise words. Megan, Steve, and I like your 3 S's: speed, space, and slick spots. Be careful out there, Mark. Well, News 4 has also checked in with IDOT. Officials tell us they put treatment down this morning to prepare for this next wave, but roads are getting covered. They say, as always, bridges and overpasses can really be dicey, so be careful. A live picture right now at a snowy Lambert Airport. If you're not looking at your screen, take a look at your TV. Yeah, it's hard to tell. If I didn't tell you it was Lambert Airport, you might not know that. Dozens of flights have been canceled or delayed there because of this winter weather that we are having. Our Chris Negus live at the airport monitoring the latest situation.
And Claire will give you a better vantage point of that runway in just a moment, but here live in front of the Delta ticket counter, you can see people are still coming and going. A crew here headed back to Los Angeles, hoping to get there on time, getting their luggage checked in. So far, they're hearing things are running on time. Here in Terminal 1, only a few delays on the main board. Over in Terminal 2 at Southwest, I'm told there were about a dozen cancellations this morning. Now check this out behind me here. This is really the story. You've got 4 runways here at Lambert International Airport. With the snow coming down at about 1 inch an hour, these crews are working to keep at least 1 runway open. I've seen planes landing and taking off, and you can see those crews out there in the distance. From my vantage point, they look like tiny yellow little ants, but those are the plows. We're hoping to head out with those guys in just a little bit to give you a better idea of how they keep this operation going. If you want to take a look, though, we could roll some video that we shot earlier today inside the main terminal here. Again, as we mentioned, people are coming and going, and hopefully we'll have that video for you a little bit later today. But again, we're going to just stay with this live shot here. You see a Southwest Airlines flight taxiing over, making its way through the snow. I've seen these crews out here, these massive snow plows, working to keep these runways open. Of course, we will have more on that part of the story coming up today at 4 o'clock. But for now, reporting live at Lambert International Airport, Chris Negus, News 4.
Always very interesting to see the crews out there on the runway. Chris, thank you for that vantage point. News 4 crews out on the roads monitoring the conditions. Several crews staying safe this afternoon. Our Ray Preston has been driving around the area. Joins us now live from St. Charles County. Ray?
Well, right now we're heading east on I-64 in St. Charles County. We can tell you throughout the morning the road conditions really have been changing, going from totally clear overnight to snowpack in some areas as road crews try to stay ahead of the falling snow. You heard Bob Becker with MoDOT talking about his crews trying to stay ahead of this. Now, I can tell you, while the lanes on the interstate are fairly clear, some of the on-ramps and the exit ramps are now completely snow-covered. We have also been talking with drivers out here in St. Charles County, asking them about roads and how they're handling the driving conditions this morning. Here's what they had to say.
Just take it slow. Take it slow. Watch where you're going. Watch other people.
Yes.
Definitely watch others.
There's a few cars in the ditches, but not many.
Yeah.
Keep my foot on the brake a lot and make sure I'm really watching my surroundings from other drivers too, and make sure they're not hitting me and make sure they're safe too. So I've been have to just, take it easy, real slow.
Very careful, cautious, watch other drivers, and slow and steady.
Just have to stay up, as far away from other cars as possible, and watch the freeway for ice spots and stuff, and especially the bridges.
Now, that last gentleman was coming from his 103-year-old father's funeral in Mississippi, heading back home to Kansas City, but he had to stay the night in St. Charles because of the snowstorm, so hopefully he'll have safe travels as he heads westward on 70 across the state. But one thing a lot of people say is extremely important. We've been telling you, you heard Mark Griffin say this, slow down. If you are out and about, don't get overconfident. As the road crews would say, please give them plenty of room to do their job. Right now, we are traveling in a part of the highway that's 60 miles an hour. We're going 40 because our attitude is we'd rather get there safe and sound. Might be a little bit late, but we want to get there in one piece. So, reporting live from St. Charles County, Ray Preston, News 4.
Good advice, Ray. My mom always reminds me, slow and steady wins the race. Well,